are going to present about SQ3R method. Before we start the presentation, we're gonna meet our team. My name is Romeo of the Alana.
Hi, I'm Melva Bennett. Ignacy.
Hi, I'm Mikaelia Legosada Intarigan.
Hello, my name is Sharifa Risha Landaswada.
What is the SQ3R method? SQ3R is an academic reading method designed to help readers to understand, remember, and critique text more effectively. The name is an abbreviation of survey, question, read, recite, and review. This method helps students to not only read passively, but also active search, process, and review information.
The first step is survey. Here, you don't read the text in detail. Instead, you look over it quickly to get the general idea of what it's about. The goal is to prepare your brain with a big picture before diving into details. The purpose of this step is we get the general description about the text before we read the details. How do we do it? Firstly, we skim the title, subheadings, bold or italic words, pictures, tables, and summary. This will give us clues about the structure and main point. And then the result. We will know what the text is about and the important parts of the text. So the survey steps work like a map before taking a journey. You see the whole route first, then walk through it in detail.
The SQ3R method, the key, it stands for question. So after we finish the survey stage, we make questions based on what we've seen. This question helps us to figure out what we're going to learn and give our brain a clear purpose. The questions aren't just because we don't understand, but it's because we are being critical. The question there to help us focus while we're reading. When we ask questions, we make our reading more active instead of passive as we constantly search for answers. It's about the benefit and the revisions. These questions help us stay focused and engaged while reading. Also, while we're reading, we can see if the questions still make sense or if we need to change them as we learn more.
After we make questions, what are we going to do? Leave it alone? Of course not. We are going to look for the answers of our questions we have made. We search for the answers of our questions with reading. Read the whole material to find answers and to deepen our comprehension of the material, we find another and more questions. Focus on sections that directly relate to your questions. Here are the steps of reading. The first one, read the text with your questions in mind, always connecting sections of the text back to the overall topic of the article and chapter. The second one is write notes in your own words under the questions graded. And then the third one, think about only writing in short, like 3 or 5 word phrases in your note as you read.
Okay, the next step is recite. I will explain about recite. And this step is often confusing, but the main point is to test your understanding. So, after you read a text, close the text and then explain it again in your own words. You can explain it by speaking to yourself or writing a summary or discussing it with friends. Now, why is it more impactful than just you read a text? Because when you recite, your brain actively recalls information or retrieval practice, not just recites it. This information that it recalled again is stored more strongly in long-term memory. So, if you can explain it clearly, it's a sign that you truly have mastered the reading material.
And then the last but not least step of SQ3R is reviewing. The purpose of the review step in the SQ3R method is to solidify your understanding of the material, reinforce memory, and ensure long-term retention by going over your notes and text to answer any questions. Connect ideas and prepare for future recall. Here are the steps of reviewing. First, look at your questions, answers, notes, and book to determine how well you did in recalling the most important information. The second one is note the concepts that you still don't understand, so you can be sure to get clarification of those ideas later. And then the last one is end with a picture of what were the most essential points from what you just read. And a concept map may be helpful with this.
What the conclusion about SQ3R? SQ3R is an active reading method that makes students not only know the content of the most of text, but also truly understand, remember, and be able to critique the reading. Survey is orientation. Question is a focused direction. Read is a detailed content. Recite is a proof of understanding. And review is a memory reinforcement. With SQ3R, long or critical readings become more structured, easier to understand, and ready to be used for assignment or discussion. We from Group 3 say thank you very much.